What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I flip all of this. I spent $75 and I'm going to make $1,000. That's my goal for this video. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up.
We're in heaven right now. Thrift store.
Look, if I ain't getting paid, I don't think about it. Spot is lit, so let's see about it. Empty cup, put some more in it. Got the bass drum with no hole in it. This song got the soul in it. With your black shoes and red soles tinted. Mind changed when the mood shifted. Count it up, you think it's printed. Expect me when you see me. I know that they don't believe me. You wanna get in, stand behind me. Cameras flashing, they blind me. Legs trembling, mind's weak. Handshake and that slice peak. Stop me when I'm lying to you, cause the truth hurts whenever you hear. I'm only doing business with handshakes and no face. If there's nothing to risk, there's nothing to lose. You're living with no stakes. In the ground where we bury air seeds from both trees. On our knees we live happily. All along every piece of me.
Alright, so far we have a bunch of stuffed animals. I also got this Xbox Infinity system game. Mad Hatter with a tag. We got all of this stuff, and I honestly think that $75 is nothing compared to the amount of money that we're gonna actually make from this. Again, guys, you don't have to spend $75, but again, you could just start with $5 even. This was at a couple different stores. One was this Desert Industries in Phoenix. So we went there this past weekend. I got a lot of the stuffed animals and I got a lot of what you see right here at that store. I also went to Goodwill in Tucson, but we'll go over all that in the video. All these that you see right here, these are basically mugs. We got a little bit of everything. All this stuff was really at a good price. Sometimes when you go to thrift stores though, it can be a little bit more expensive, but again, you know, just keep your eye out. And honestly, my number one thing is what you're seeing right here is you're seeing a lot of Disney. So I'm gonna tell you right now, like I said in previous videos, Disney always sells. So that's one thing I've always figured. If it's a Disney item and it's especially got, say, this in particular, so here's a Dory, and it's got this official authentic Disney store patch on it. These are really good items to always get just because of the fact it has this patch. It just shows more authenticity. And then also we have one right here on Nemo, and we're just gonna get right into it. All right, guys, so step number one is to have all of this stuff categorized, have mugs in one area, have electronics in the other, stuffed animals in one section, and miscellaneous in another. So go ahead and just get all of the items that you guys purchase and organize them. So all of these were $3. I knew to grab these because I saw a couple Disney things in there, and I also remembered these back in the day, and I'm assuming they probably now can be collectible items. So that was my guess. I got this Xbox game. I remember this was a big seller on one video that I watched. So I got it for $4, and it's the Disney Infinity game for Xbox 360. I also was able to grab this bag, and it actually contains the Infinity disc. This was $6. So for the complete set of both things was 10 bucks, not bad. So stop number one is this St. Nicholas Square illuminated village thing. I got it for $1, and I'm looking on eBay right now, and it is going for $21.99 and $43 with shipping, and this item has already been sold. So that puts everything into perspective. And also this thing is brand new. I just opened it up, never been used. So again, that's a solid piece to have. Right there, that basically covered my entire Goodwill purchase that I made today. So this alone covers one entire trip. And like I said, it was labeled for, it's hard to see, but it's labeled for $1. One item can really do the trick for you guys. Never get discouraged when you're shopping. Some items, again, you just gotta get better with time. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at these little plastic figurines, and let's see what they go for. All right, so now after you have everything organized, what I'm doing is just making an Excel spreadsheet of everything that we have. And then what I'll do is I'll go inside eBay to see how much each item is actually selling for. Again, items you gotta take into account, like those we paid $3 for, all of this we paid 10. So again, guys, you wanna do research on everything, because even one item alone can sell for a lot of money. Like you saw with the St. Nicholas item that we have over there. With stuffed animals, what you wanna do is just make sure they're clean. You don't wanna run into anything that's ripped or torn. And maybe if it is ripped or torn, you can also sew it up and just make sure you let your buyer know. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and check out everything. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'm posting everything right now. So if you guys wanna see next time when I do a huge haul like this, and I can show you guys like on the spot how much things are selling for. But again, I'm going to sit down now and just get all of this stuff researched. I just did my research on these 4 items and I already have them listed on eBay. So I'm selling the Mr. Incredible for $3. I'm selling Sully for $3, the little race car for $4, and then Jack Sparrow for $4. So overall, this was a pretty good buy. I also charged the customer shipping. So all I did was just went onto eBay and then looked up the similar item, and then I reposted it for basically that price that was already put up that actually sold. So this in general was pretty good. I'm glad we got these. We basically doubled our money just off these items alone. And again, there was a couple items that were thrown in there also that we can get some money for. I'll show you guys specifically how I look items up. If you guys haven't watched my previous Flip Life video, I go over that, but I really want to dive back into it on this video to give you guys more of an understanding of how I specifically do things. So again, guys, this part was solid. I'm glad we got them. Now we're gonna be moving on to these items. So guys, I'm gonna show you exactly how I look up these items in particular. So the Xbox 2.0 Infinity game and the base. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to eBay and I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. And what you're gonna wanna do is just type in what it is. So it's the Disney Xfinity Xbox 360 2.0. So I've already looked this up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on it. All right guys, so on this first page, I would not recommend doing any of your predictions. Always go to filter, and then you're gonna go down to where it says sold items, and you're gonna go ahead and click that. And this is gonna give you a better understanding of actually what sells and for what price. So right here, perfect, this is a perfect example. So right here, 3/10, so March 10th, the games by itself sold for $5.99 with $3 in shipping. So that alone, my game was $4. So that would cover and give us some money. So that's still coming up. But again, you're gonna wanna go through and look at like the more recent things that were actually sold. But for me, since I'm selling the base and the game, this right here is gonna be our best bet. So I went to this, and again, this is exactly what it is. The actual base only cost me $1 and the game cost me $4. So this right here would be a really good price to sell my stuff for, and that's actually exactly what I did. I just hope that these videos are helping you guys be able to provide you or your family with an extra source of income. Again, that's what all these videos are for, to be able to give you another way to earn money, because I know nowadays sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes you can find yourself in a bind, and if these videos can help you in any way, shape, or form, that's all that I want them to do. If you guys are enjoying this and you guys are seeing any sort of success, please go ahead and shoot me a DM on Instagram, or even just comment down below. So you guys know that I just believe in doing what you love, and basically what this is doing for me is being able to give me another source of income to be able to chase my dreams, be able to continue working on business, to continue working on YouTube videos and podcasting. For me, a 9 to 5 is not really the ideal thing, and if this can bring me an extra source of income and also provide you guys value and showing you guys exactly what I'm doing, that's all that these videos are about. I just want to make a difference in your life, not only mine, but I believe in giving back. And if you guys are enjoying this video so far, please give this video a like, and also please go ahead and share this with a friend. I believe that if we can just spread the word, spread the message, and reach more lives, and we can make an everlasting impact in the world. So guys, let's just get back to this. I got a couple things down, but I want to start getting to the stuffed animals and the mugs. So enjoy the rest of this video. I guess this Garfield right here is like a 1978 vintage piece. So he's going for a little bit more. Pretty excited about that. That's actually pretty cool. So guys, these are a steal. We got them for $4. I'm posting them up for about $35 on eBay. That's including shipping. So this right here was definitely a little gold mine that we ran into at the thrift store. This one I'm really excited for. I picked this up at Goodwill for $6. I thought the day that I went to Goodwill, everything was half off, but it wasn't, so I had to pay full price, but still, that's not bad. So I have this posted up on eBay for $35 with $15 in shipping. So this is a really, really good steal. So this has the Disney Park Authentic Original. Things that have never been opened in our Disney are like a key to success in the flipping market. Really good item, so glad we got it. Also, I have this Tigger mug. If you saw it on my Instagram, I posted this up this past weekend. I also got this at Goodwill for $1, brand spanking new, never been used. I have this item in particular posted up on eBay for $11 plus shipping. So again, really hot item. So very glad we got this. Guys, what you can do is you'll start to notice like patterns. So for instance, like I got a set of these. Right away I noticed that it's very unique. So one recommendation I have for you guys is when you're looking up mugs, just turn the mug around and just look up the person that makes it. And that will really show you if their stuff is worth it. I've ran into a couple of instances on different mugs where I actually found like high-end mug makers and their stuff goes for a lot. And sometimes like when you have a big bulk of items, so for instance, like all these mugs that I got, you're just gonna wanna do your research right away because mugs are heavier and it does cost a little bit more to ship them. So like a mug like Tigger, yeah, he's going for $11, but also you wanna make sure you're charging enough for shipping. So a lot of the time too, like I'll run into problems where, hey, like this is bigger, so it's heavier and I don't charge anything for shipping. And the shipping cost ends up like splitting me even with profit. Again, guys, if you're selling items like this, just be sure to use maybe like flat rate boxes at the post office. So I'm gonna put them in a flat rate box that is going to be sold for $14.35 at the actual post office. So again, guys, you want to be very cautious when buying mugs or any type of heavy material. So this, again, this for instance, I'll have to have the charging a lot more. There's 2 mugs, it's very heavy. I don't want to say free shipping with this, nor do I want to say shipping's $5 because I know right off the top of my head, 1 mug is around $7, so just imagine 2 with a box, it's going to be around $15. I'm gonna go through a couple of different messages that I've gotten regarding flipping. So how much money do you need to get started? Honestly, our first episode of the Flip Life, we probably had like $30 when we started and we ended up with like $7. So again, you don't really need that much money. Even $5 sometimes can get you pretty far because mugs, again, most places are selling them for like a quarter or 50 cents. But again, realistically, probably $20. You really don't need that much, but again, if you're doing yard selling, that's what my recommendation. I also think you should probably bring more because sometimes you see some really good items out there and you don't want to have to keep running back and forth to the ATM. So my recommendation would be at least $20. If you can spare like 40, that would probably be very good for like a weekend. What things to keep an eye out for? So big thing, a lot of the things I look out for, just right here in front of me, Disney sells, and I said that in my last video. Disney sells mugs. Again, just do your research. Even for me, like I'm still learning. It's not like I know everything. I mean, honestly, you can tell. You can really tell the item if it's gonna sell or not, just by the look. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but again, you pick up an item, just research it on eBay. When you guys are checking on eBay, make sure you're going through the filter and checking sold and completed items because what you see on the main page isn't gonna be really even close to what the item sells for. Sometimes it can, but again, you just wanna make sure that you're filtering each item. Talk about shipping and best ways to. So with shipping, especially with eBay, you're gonna be able to set your price. And for me, mugs, my recommendation is set a mug anywhere between $8 to $13. I've ran into instances where you put free shipping or even put a mug for say $5 for shipping and it ended up costing you like $13 or $12.90. So you wanna be very cautious when you are shipping heavier items. So specifically with mugs, I usually just put them for $13 shipping and I just personally don't wanna lose any money. And I know you guys don't want to either. You wanna maximize your profit. Setting them for $13 would be realistic. Again, the more items you have, the more you're going to have to up your shipping costs. For instance, today I ran to a buyer that bought 4 mugs from me. 4 mugs, $15 for shipping on each one. He didn't want to pay $60. I don't blame him. So I gave him the option to go ahead and do all 4 mugs for $14.35 since he bought all of them. Again, $60 for one person to buy just 4 mugs. It's not really worth it. And especially if they're buying more items from me and I can fit all the items in one box. So my recommendation, again, if you have a buyer who's willing to buy more items from you, just give them the courtesy and go ahead and give them a break on their shipping costs. So another thing regarding shipping, I only ship through the post office. I don't really even use UPS. I've used it a couple times, but what I realized using UPS is they honestly charge more. And if you have more questions, feel free to DM me about shipping. So shipping the item to the customer, I get questions about that too. Specifically on eBay, when you're shipping an item to a customer, it's gonna give you their address after they check out and send you the money via PayPal. So you're gonna know their address, so don't worry about that. All I do is I get one of those blank like postage labels, the little white ones, and then I just write in their address and stick it on a box. That's how I ship. How long does your gear sit? It just depends, honestly. I've had things sell the same exact day that I buy them. I've had some things that I've held onto for a couple weeks. But I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, sometimes a month. I still have some things that I'm sitting on that I bought almost a couple months ago. So it's not like these things are gonna sell immediately. Like I said, some things do, some things don't. It's just the amount of work you're willing to put in. If you put it on eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, if you put them on different apps, you have a higher chance of being able to sell your item or get the visibility on each item. So just be cautious on the items that you are buying. For instance, you mind passing me one of these? For instance, I picked these up this past weekend at the thrift store. They're these small VHS, I was gonna say DVD, but these are VHS small train toys that are a McDonald's exclusive, I believe. So some things like that, you know, different generations are gonna be leaning more towards buying those rather than buying like newer generation items. You wanna be relevant, that's the number one. So Toy Story, for instance, there's other Toy Story items that have released in the past, and for instance, here's a Buzz Lightyear stuffed animal. Toy Story 4 is gonna be releasing in July. This item will be hotter, and I just sold a Buzz Lightyear that I picked up. Again, like being relevant to different movies that are coming out, the culture that's happening. So kids want, you know, newer things. So you just, again, be cautious of what you're actually buying. What are some apps that you use to sell your items? So the apps that I use is Mercari, eBay, and OfferUp. Usually I'll post everything to eBay first and then I'll start working my way down to Mercari, then to OfferUp. OfferUp seems to give me more clientele in the makeup palette industry. For instance, I've had items sit on eBay for a long time, haven't got sold. I put them on Mercari and sell them that same day. So again, it's not saying one app is better than the other. It's just that the people who are attracted to the certain apps. More people nowadays, I feel like they want simple apps to use. So like Mercari's pretty big, OfferUp's pretty big, and people are just usually like during the day just scrolling through their phone. You know, we're all consumers. They're wanting just to buy stuff. So again, making your photo look really pleasing to the eye is gonna be a key to your success of a sale. Items on Mercari seem to sell really good because I feel like, you know, there's just a lot of people on there just scrolling, oh, that looks cool, buy. Oh, that looks cool, buy. So again, not saying that you're gonna sell really fast on Mercari, but I have run into instances where Mercari sells faster for me. So if you're looking for the quicker sell, Mercari's pretty good. Keep in mind for fees, if you're wanting a specific number, you're gonna be able to type in Mercari and it'll show you like after fees how much you'll get. The last one that I use is the Facebook Marketplace. So sometimes I'll put items on the Facebook Marketplace and they sell pretty quick. So my recommendation is to also do that. Actually, what my budget is every time I go out. Honestly, I don't really have a budget. And I'm not saying that, you know, all of you guys are gonna be the same way, but in my mind, you know, if I'm buying an item and I know for a fact it's gonna sell, for instance, this entire purchase that we just did this past weekend, I spent $75 total, but I know for a fact we're gonna be able to get, you know, $300 to $400 out of it. It's not necessarily taking a risk, it's understanding the market and understanding the amount of return you're gonna make. I can have $1,000 sitting in a savings account somewhere and every month be able to make 1 penny off of it, or pull money out of my savings account and be able to 1,000% increase it in a matter of a couple days, or, you know, or a couple of weeks. I'm not saying to gamble or really play with money, but what I'm saying is this, to me, being able to buy items and flip them for double or triple or even sometimes quadruple of what I've paid, that's a high enough return for me. You can have your money sit in the bank or you can have your money work for you, and that's something that I'm learning. You have to be able to pull money in from many different ways. So just, again, be cautious when you're buying things like that. And if you guys have any questions, you know, you can feel free to hit me up on Instagram at @truerod_ and ask me any questions you may have. So I'm gonna get back to all this research for all these items and we'll see what we did today. So I'm gonna go ahead and look up this Buzz Lightyear that we were talking about. Specifically, I'm gonna look it up on eBay. So go ahead and pull up the eBay app. And then You just want to look for keywords, if any, that's on your item. Buzz Lightyear. Plush. Plush is just another word for stuffed animal. And I'm looking for this specific one. So it looks like he's right here. So he's a 14, oh, so this is from Kohl's. So perfect, Kohl's. So there he is, the one we're looking for. But again, guys, don't base anything off the first screen. Like I said, you're gonna want to hit filter. You're gonna go down to sold items, click the sold items, and this is gonna give you a better understanding of how much these things are actually going for. So, again, the ones that sold more recent are the ones you're gonna want to look at. So this one in particular just sold. So I will base my prices off this one in particular. Go ahead and screenshot it, save it for later. And what I like to do is I just go to where it says sell one like this, click on it. And then at the top, I'll go ahead and add my photos of the Buzz Lightyear that I have. And then I'll just go ahead and readjust, you know, anything that I need to readjust. Usually in this description, I'll put, you know, used, plush, starting bid. So this is where pricing goes on. You know, I don't really like using the auction part, so I'll close that. Price $350, like I said, I mean, we saw how much it was going for. Let me go back to my photos. $6. So yeah, $350. Let's just round that to go with $5. And I got him for $2. So again, I mean, that's doubling your money. That's not bad. And then here's the shipping. So at the top, it shows the recommended. I usually just keep that because I know how much relatively one of these things are gonna go for. So I'll leave that. I always turn off this international shipping. And then I'll hit done. And then it shows everything right there. So it shows you the price that you're selling the item for, shows how much the shipping cost is gonna be. And at the end, when you're done, you'll just hit list your item, and then it will be posted on your eBay account. So I'm going to hold off on this because I gotta get some photos, but that's exactly how you're gonna do it. So if you have any questions on that, again, feel free to send me a message or comment down below and I'll answer any of those questions. So for all the items that I have or all the items that I've ever posted on eBay, I do the exact same way. It's not that hard, a little bit time consuming, but some of the items, again, like some of the items that I've already looked up, I mean, I've made my money back and more. It gives you a chance to understand different items, and then over time you start to get better because you start understanding, hey, you know, this might not sell as much as something that's new to the market, but again, it's just being very relative like I talked about before. So just use caution when getting items, and when in doubt, just look it up. We're gonna go ahead and get back to this.
If I ain't getting paid, I don't think about it. Spot is lit, so let's see about it. Empty cup, put some more in it. Got the bass drum with no hole in it. This song got the soul in it. With your black shoes and red soles tinted.